Recording is going and
I am bringing this public hearing for fiscal year 2026 wastewater and school budget adoptions in the regular town council meeting to order. It is Thursday, April 24th. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call?
May. Councilor Bragdon.
present, they laid it all short, but
Chair Danforth.
Here.
Councilor Dume. Councilor Higgins.
I assume. Oh, you gotta come off mute.
Present via Zoom.
Thank you. Councilor Mackin.
here.
Councilor Mullen.
Here.
And Councilor Pellet here.
Here.
Thank you. Would you all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The manager, it looks like we have one adjustment to the agenda.
That's correct, order 116.
Very good. And we have no minutes to approve this evening. We have no special presentations. We will go into public hearing. Councilor Mackin, can I have you read order number 64, please?
Sorry.
Can I have you read order number 64? Take us into public hearing.
Yeah.
Have it? So let's move ahead. We'll go. Councilor Dume, would you read order
Thank you,
number
Madam
64?
Chairperson. Order number 64-2025, providing for the public hearing. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council enter into public hearing for discussion on FY 2026 municipal and wastewater budget.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Dume, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Before we take a vote, I just wanted to mention, because of tonight's meeting, we have so many votes to take. We do have Councilor Higgins on video on Zoom. I'm going to watch for his hand so I don't have to do roll call. That's will be for tonight's meeting. So,
Your meeting.
yes. So all those in favor of going into public hearing discussion,
Did we say what the first reading was? Just for
go for
disclosure?
it. Yes.
First reading was on 4/17/2025 and the vote was 5-0.
So all councils in favor of going into our public hearing now. Motion passes 7-0. So we'll turn it over to Mr. Manager to go through our budgets once again.
Fantastic. Councilor Higgins, can you hear me all right where you are?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Stop the video. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to dive into my wonderful slideshow here. Presenting the FY 26 municipal budget, parenthetically, both. We been through this quite a few times. So this will be not going to get into a lot of details unless there are questions about details. In which case, you, Madam Chair, will take that and so we're going to begin with the wastewater budget. This is what the budget overview looks like. So our expense total for wastewater operation is $946,190. Total revenue expected is $1,089,000. Total revenue over expense for wastewater This proposed FY 26 budget is $142,000. $810. So diving into the various departments of wastewater, we have wastewater administration. Total anticipated budget, $115,300.
Any council comment? I think I'm gonna do this like we did the last public hearing. I'm gonna look to the counselors. If you have your hands up, I will know that you want to make comment. Otherwise, I'm gonna go right to the public for comment. Okay. Seeing no council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none? Have you move along?
We are now in wastewater protection. This is the insurance package for that program. It's $36,600 in the fiscal year.
Any public comment? Seeing none, and I can't see the Zoom screen. If there's anybody on Zoom that, for the public that wants comment.
There's nobody showing now, but as a reminder, folks on Zoom, if you have a question, hit that little raise hand button or just unmute, start talking. And we'll we only have one visible on the screen. Wastewater operations, we are looking at $419,001.
Any public comment? Seeing none, move along.
Wastewater pump station. This one coming in at $93,040.
Any public comment? Seeing none, move along.
Wastewater collection, $67,700.
Any public comment? I see none. Then move along.
Wastewater debt service, $214,559. 49.
Can't go.
Here.
There we go.
Always there to point out those.
Yeah,
Any-
that's right, $10. Any public comment? On this page, being none?
Wastewater capital improvement is 0 this year. That's the only major project that will go on in that department. Handful of years, I'll take a step back. So we'll move on to revenues.
Is there any, I'll just stop, any public comment? All right, seeing none, you may move on.
Wastewater revenue fee with wastewater administration. The total anticipated budget for wastewater administration is $1,086,500.
Any public comment? Seeing none?
Water pump station revenue is $2,500. For the RV pump station. And that concludes the,
Is there any public comment on that page?
that concludes the wastewater budget, expense and revenue. Again, The overview summary is $946,190 of expense. $1,089,000 of revenue. Revenue over expense. Projected for FY 26 is $142,800.
Any council comment? Any public comment? I think we're done with the wastewater budget.
Moving into the municipal budget. So this is our summary overview. Expense totals in this proposed budget equal $8,212,951. Revenue projected at $5,447,000. The FY 26 tax raise, according to this proposed budget, $2,705,035. The difference from the FY 25 budget tax raise to the FY 26 budget tax raise is a decrease $24,564. That is 4 years in a row. Decrease tax raise on this, but and then that includes the use of unassigned funds. FY 26 of $500,000.
Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council, Councilor Dume.
I
I was just pointing out.
Thank you. So, where it went down to the public, I'd also like to include that public email that we received today from a citizen that I don't see that's present. The ballpark of that email that we all received was, that individual who apparently speaks to many citizens have a concern about the budget. I would like to know if anybody on this council would be willing to entertain a 10% decrease of the entirety of the municipal budget. If no, we can move on.
No.
And they expected the same on the school budget as well, so. Just throwing that out there, which you guys are all aware of.
May move along.
So, the first department is federal government, total expected cost of $417,724.
Any public comment? Being none, on the next page.
Elections and registrations. $10,965.
Any public comment? Being none? None?
Is the clerk's department. Total budget $326,560.
Any public comment? Being none.
The assessing department, $119,352.
Any public comment? I see none.
The municipal building budget. $92,861.
Any public comment? I see none. Next.
Page has two, our audit. Cost $25,000 and the legal expenses. This budget are $30,000.
Any public comment? Seeing none, we can move along.
Like we should have some music.
I know.
Forget why.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Administration. This department is expected to cost $126,400.
Any public comment? I see none.
Town rebound is a zero that, we have funds isolated from previous years that we pull into the budget throughout the year, so. Great. Ongoing tax rates for this project. That's here, but it's a.
Any public comment? See none.
The code enforcement and planning department. Look at $48,460.
Any public comment? There is none. Next.
Economic development. $45,480. I will note that we are anticipating pretty significant amount of unspent funds from this year. We expect to carry forward, increasing that line, raising taxes over it to manage the project. Awesome.
Thank you. Any public comment? Seeing none? Next.
Community initiatives. $102,548.
Any public comment? None. We'll move along.
Police department, our contract is $848,700. $874. Beat you to it.
That's right.
Council votes.
Any public comment? Right, next.
Fire department. $101,558.
Any public comment? Seeing none? Next.
Ambulance. $249,700.
Any public comment? Seeing none?
Fire and ambulance general. So the other two are more operational. Sensible, this is more payroll and stuff. So this is $1,098,130.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
Community services at $612,400. For insurances. $128,127.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
Enforcement officials, $10,886. And dog constable, $19,690.
Any public comment? I see none.
Fringe benefits. Is anticipated at $44,137.
Any public comment? See none.
We're getting into public works. Is first department administration. Total budget looks like $124,900.
Mhm. Any public comment? See none.
Public works garage maintenance. $36,500.
Any public comment? See none.
Public works, roads and construction. This is two-pager.
Mhm.
So I'll give a moment to absorb what's on first page. So, go to the second. However, if there's any questions, I'm happy to. The total roads and construction budget for 26, $1,427,006.
Yeah. Any public comment? I see none. Okay. Next.
Thanks per se. Affectionately referred to as
Mhm.
this is another two-pager. This is page one. Page two and includes the total. Right there at the bottom, it's $519,705. I'm gonna put a plug in, as I always do, that these costs can be offset. Well, we don't really know by how much, but we assume enough to try. The more of those materials that get thrown in the hopper that can go in the recycling building and provide revenue to the town, aka make money for the town,
Mhm.
rather than increase the cost of tipping fees to dispose of those materials at the plant. Please, 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 feel free to take advantage of that recycling. Somebody else there.
Any public comment? All right, seeing none, you can go to the next page.
Also better for the environment.
It is.
Library, this one is $150.
Any public comment? All right, seeing none. Move along.
Oh, debt and interest. This one is $147,713. Most of which, and it's about $40,000 is offset by debt revenue that we'll get into a little later. Those are related to loans that are out town's name for our town.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Move along.
General assistance. $17,150. 70% of what spent by that is first.
Any public comment? See none. Next.
Next is the Public Health and Welfare Agency. Has a budget of $11,000.
Any public comment? See none. Next.
The cemetery. Cost us about $79,427.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
Recreation, another 2-pager. Yeah, I'm happy to toggle back and forth if there are questions. The total for the recreation department. $123,004. Snowmobile ATV program. That is. Yeah, cash flow grant from revenue side. ATV club. $149,500. Share grant.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
Report operations. This one looks like $1,711.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
And airport business. This one is cost of products purchased and sold. Show on the revenue side. So, this one.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
Property observation and events is at 24,000. And our county tax has increased it again to $413,086.
Council comment, Councilor Bragdon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So it's been a couple of years since I've had a motion for anything, so I don't know if I have to wait till the actual work comes up. But I would like to propose to the council increasing the events committee line to by another $1,000 with the expectation that the $1,000 gets split up to the 2 students that will be chosen for the scholarship. That being a student myself, I know books and stuff are expensive, and $500 today's day and age doesn't really get you anywhere. I think $1,000 is a lot more reasonable and will at least buy those students their books. Curious to see what other counselors have to say, but I would like to motion to increase the events committee line by $1,000.
Yeah,
I just wanna say-
I did too, right, yeah, there's no second. Yeah, Council,
I don't know if I can motion here. but
So we
if it
do-
comes
so-
back up.
You'd wait till the order.
I think wait to the order, Madam Clerk. It's
Yeah, you most definitely have your discussion, and then if you all in support of or you then go ahead and then order or give the order as you wish the at the time of the order. But you can most certainly do motion, then we have discussion.
Council McGlaughlin.
I just wanted to state just some clarification on that, just, because I worked with that scholarship fund in my job, and that has a healthy fund right now with those scholarships can be increased more than $500 without money being added.
I thought these funds were direct.
Well, so, sorry,
No,
Madam Chair.
yeah, Mr. Manager, please.
At Council Bragdon, I misspoke at the last meeting. It does not come directly out of this event's budget. It's actually, those funds are held within the school department. And when we raise money for those, it gets transferred to them. So, yeah, that fund has plenty in there to cover what you're suggest, and then and still continue.
Oh, perfect,
So-
never mind.
If that's what, I don't, there is no specific, events committee policy, so we can change that.
Thank you for clarifying that.
It was actually something I learned
Okay,
just the
very
other
good.
day. Yeah.
Good discussion on that. Thank you for the clarification. Any public comment? Okay, seeing none. I think we got one more page.
One more page.
Well, on this,
We're getting out of 64.
on the expense.
All right.
Section of this,
Capital
yeah.
improvements, expected for FY 26. My total, 142,000. That includes the extraction tools, AKA Jaws of Life, for the fire and EMS, replacing the obsolete gear and, replacement of that wonderful aging street sweeper that does a good job, pushing the dirt
Dirt
around
around.
in the street, but
Leave a
doesn't
little
take a ton
trail.
of it.
Okay,
So,
any public comment on this? Last of our expense budget. I'll see none. We can move on to revenue.
all right, we are in revenues now. General government revenues anticipated FY 26. $2,805,524.
Any public comment? All right. Seeing none, you can move along.
Town clerk's revenue, 983,400.
Any public comment? I see none. Move along.
Next to our assessing and municipal building. Assessing is expected at $579,000. Municipal building at $37,740.
Any public comment? See none.
Code. Code enforcement and planning. We are paying $15,575. Expect that. Take that. Economic development. This is that for the an interest expense page that we talked about. That one is 112,400.
Any public comment? Oh,
No. me to say it again? 30,
It was on the previous slide.
37,740.
Did we go to the public?
We did, but
Okay,
yes.
We backed up. Okay, thank you. Next.
We're good. Fire department revenue, with new approved agreements with Scott County Unorganized Territory. We're 37,000. Note, we do renegotiate the adequacy. Yeah, later next month, or early June, so. The totals for that included our budget.
Any public comment? I see none.
Ambulance, $371,075.
Any public comment? See none, you can move along.
And services. Put $100 in there. I need to be closer to 500. So, and then fringe benefits, we are expecting $1,800.
Any public comment? Next.
Oh, works administration. Revenues, $60,075.
Any public comment?
And public
None.
roads, public works roads and construction.
Any public comment? Next.
Transfer site, $112,978. Very possible that increase by $6,000 to $10,000. However, we really won't know how that'll work out until we see this next year play out. So this is what we have our budget based on. Yeah, 112,900.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
General assistance, this is the 70% total reimbursement of general assistance expense line. And it's 70% of what is spent, so both of those. And the second $22,500.
Any public comment? Seeing none. Next.
Snow Sled ATV program. These are the grants that then get passed through to clubs. $127,100.
Any public comment? Nina. Next,
Airport business. Anticipated revenue, $114,800. Which, again, I also think can be, make them so even increasing, I think that some of this is pretty conservative. But what we all agree on. Let's see.
any public comment?
All right, these three are holiday observations and events at $500. EDBP investment interest at $1,749. Capital reserve interest $500.
Any public comment? Okay, this is the last chance for public comment. We're on the last page. Is that correct, Mr. Manager?
Well, then there's all, 20 some odd.
Right,
orders there.
at this point, going
All right,
over the municipal budget.
Recap of the budget summary. Just so it's fresh. We have an expense total for FY 26, $8,212,951. Revenue total of Revenue total of $5,447,916. The tax raise request of the community is $2,765,035. The difference from FY 25 tax raise to FY 26 tax raise is a decrease of $24,564.
Need final council comment? Or go to the public? Any public comment? Go up to the mic, state your name, address. It's already on.
Yep.
Yep, it's already on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all ready for you.
Sandy Sullivan, 104 Sunset Drive. Just make sure I understand this. You're asking for $24,564 less. But you actually increased the budget by over 475,000. Is that correct? The
Seems
difference
high.
being the 500,000 that you're transferring from the fund balance.
Correct.
And so how much is left in the fund balance and how many years can we continue doing that?
There's over $3 million in there, once all of this were to play out. And then that continues to be fed, with the unspent funds and other revenue that come in over anticipated. So this is common practice.
But at some point, the town's gonna run out of that fund balance, and I'm concerned that we can't offset by just pulling it in from the fund balance. Thank you.
Right, and if people, if people stopped paying taxes entirely, we would certainly run out of that pretty quick, but continuously throughout the tax raise portion. Don't often. If into that fund more than necessary. And the current balance, even after this 500,000, more than need to keep in there. Anything over that goal is expected to be spent either to offset budget or capital, that's like structure there. So this is what that fund is like doing.
Thank you for your comments. Beth?
Yeah, you're good, that's all.
Just to clarify, the expenses are up 132,908.
Obviously, Sterns didn't teach me math correctly. It was 500,000.
Thank you.
No, I obviously need to come in then because I don't understand if you're taking 500,000 and you only are offsetting 24,000, that leaves 475.
Of fund balance, yeah. So last, or this fiscal year 25, the expenses alone were 8,080,043. We're asking for 8,112,951. So the difference in the expenses only is 130,908.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome.
Yeah. Council Pelletier, would you like to make comment? Just use your mic so we all can hear. No? All right, Councilor Dume?
Yeah, shortly. Normally, Sandy, I would agree with you. You're absolutely correct. But with, I think what the manager's saying and what they told us in our MMA training was there's a healthy fund balance to have that you're supposed to carry in case you are in time of distress. And that magic number seems to be right around $3 million, if I remember correctly. And the auditors suggest that if you have more than that, then it's a completely appropriate and expected thing to do would be to take that money raised in taxes from the previous year and essentially give that back to the public to help offset for this. So I think we had a very healthy fund balance of 3.6, 3.7, something like that, like in the ballpark at the point before we're using this.
Yes.
So this is the reason why we kind of have to, but yeah, if we were sitting just on the baseline of what we were supposed to have, there's no way that we could afford to do that.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't think that at all.
So in essence, yes.
Thank you. Councilor Higgins?
Yes, thank you, Council Dume. I was just going to ask the manager to remind us what the auditor said about that access and what was healthy in the fund balance. Thank you.
Yeah, and actually the 3 million is a higher tier goal than what most would expect to be in there. I think the requirement is more like 30 days or 60 days. This is more than 90 days.
It's 90 days operational. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Well, right, but there are tiers along there as a target, a goal, and a maximum. So the maximum is 90 days, and for us, that's a little more actually. So, yeah, I have no concern about.
I'm just going to chime in. I did have a conversation with the manager earlier this week about this for the same concern, and he shared a draft policy that was created maybe 2019 or earlier with me. I want to share with the council. I think it never was passed as a policy. I think we should look at it as a policy that outlines minimum level of unassigned fund and the target level and the maximum level. I think it would be great to have that so that we're all, that we have a policy around it. Thank you for the conversation. Any other public comment before we move on?
Couple more slides for me. Common question this time of year, which I have received numerous times recently, is what is our tax bill breakdown expected to look like? And receiving that from public and from the council. So I created these visuals, 2 slides. Show the FY 26 proposed tax bill breakdown. This is if both budgets are approved in the draft form they both are presented in. As 59%, county 6%, and the town 35%. For FY. The request is 3-year comparison, so you can see here FY 24. County was down at 2 and the school down. Budgets were tied at 49. A little over 2, 46 and 51. And then FY 26 proposed. Counties up to 6, schools at 30, no, towns at 35, schools at 50. Budgets for all. And that's my
That's it?
final slide for the year.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Council comments. May?
I have a question about his chart.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Like that.
No, I think it would just be important to understand what is the biggest, or a couple of the biggest contributing factors to that, to 2026. I mean, we see the pie chart, see the diagram that you have up.
that up.
I mean, normally it's close to that 50-50 mark or 48-52. What's the,
Yeah, we did talk about that.
I'm not entirely
Did
sure.
I
I
miss-
understand the question. Can you? Is it
go back
this-
to the other diagram, the one with the 3-year comparison.
Okay.
We've been fairly close, within 5%. Why is it such a big discrepancy? What are the biggest contributing factors to that? I'm sorry if I wasn't part of the discussion.
Well, I had just asked,
Councilman McGowan, go ahead,
sorry,
please.
I had asked at the last council meeting how that's all determined. Because he was like, why is that such a big jump difference? And he had just explained to me how it was calculated.
So.
How you take the expenses over the revenues of each piece.
Yeah, you take, so the taxable portion of each budget is so the gap between revenue and expense for both. For example, in the towns, in the municipal budget, gap between our expense and our revenue, 2.7 billion. So take that and add it together. Well, that is a combination of the town and county tax together, that 2.7. And then you add that number with the difference budget. Difference between revenue and expense, that creates total amount that the town needs to raise in taxes over the revenues. So the total amount raised for taxes by the taxpayers basically take that total as 100% and all three of those numbers fit into 100. That is. I like to cheat and use a percentage calculator. I'm not a math whiz. Does that answer your question?
No, I'm wondering if what Ms. Sullivan is, so is the ability to add the 500,000 to the town's portion able to bring that part down?
No,
Okay, I was just trying to get,
right, this is inclusive.
I understand the
of
calculation portion that you described, I get that. It's just the discrepancy of why it's such a very different,
Sure, so, I mean,
like, is the state not picking up as much, so townspeople have to pick up on the school end, or like,
well, let me think about this for a second. So the town's tax rates for the municipal budget for several years in a row has decreased in the act of the tax. So, I don't have the full numbers, but, a couple of years it was over 100,000. One year, I think it was 200 some odd thousand, and then this year another increase of about 25,000. Schools budget. So in last year's budget process was an increase in tax raise portion. Around about $650,000. And then this year, I think it's down, Shelley, correct me, 300 or so down in the tax raise this year. So it's down about half of what it was last year, but it's still up from like 2 years ago. And that's expenses that are said in their required cost. So, things continue to increase and I think our revenues seem to be nicer with our budget than the school revenues have theirs. Super.
So we'll hear.
I'm not trying to.
no, and this
throw
isn't,
shade at
this
anything. I'm
honestly
trying
isn't like a gotcha moment, it was just,
Yeah.
you see it, you see the trend, and I just didn't know why it was
to- Right.
getting further apart than closer together.
Yeah, it's all based on the difference of what it costs to operate versus how much money is brought in by all three legs of that stool.
Gotcha.
And, part of it is that the county tax has changed quite a bit. If you go, some of that you can relate to, if we go to the 3-year, you can see it's gone from, the county tax portion has gone from 2% to 2.2% to 6%.
Right.
Pretty quick. And then, with our revenues, our state revenue sharing has done really well.
Okay.
Several other programs of revenue done well to offset our costs. And the school. Yeah, that's continued to.
All right, so it's revenues. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And we will hear from the school momentarily, but now we are at 6:31 and we out of the public hearing for the discussion on our fiscal year 2026 municipal and wastewater budget. So Counselor Mackin, do you have order number 65 in front of you
I
that I can
do.
ask you to read? All right, we'll have you read order number 65, please.
Order number 65, 2025, providing for a public hearing. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council enter into a public hearing to discuss the FY 2026 school budget.
Second,
Motion made by Counselor Mackin, seconded by Counselor Dumay. This is our first reading. We'll take a vote to go into our public hearing. We'll vote by raise of hand, and if I could see yours, Counselor Higgins, do you agree that we go into public hearing? Put it in front of the camera. Thank you.
Use your left hand.
Yeah. 7-0. We are now in public hearing for the school piece of it. We can have you come up to the table.
Yeah, Shelley, Rhonda, and then cheers.
Yeah, Dr. Lane and Rhonda, your entourage, please. Oh, yes. Yeah.
No.
We're gonna, we plan,
This fun.
yeah,
On purpose.
we plan to get the wiggles out after your.
Oh,
We are gonna get some wiggles.
All right,
Thank you.
understood.
So I'm thinking we have hard copies in front of us. Is there anything that's going to on the screen? Nothing.
I don't have
Okay.
anything else.
Okay.
So this is draft 11 for us. And. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, so draft 11 for us on page 1. The first section is subtotal superintendent's office for 247,000.
Which one? So I'm gonna, any council comment? Any public comment? Okay. Seeing none, you. Yep, same process. We'll move along.
Okay, page 2, central office business function at 500,191.71.
Any council comment? None? Any public comment? Next.
Continuing on
Yeah.
page 2, total system administration is 839.4. That is down 4%.
I'll go right to the public. I'll, as last time, as a council, please raise your hand and I'll go to you first, but otherwise I'm gonna go to the public. It's a public hearing. Any public comment? Okay,
Page 3, Granite Street, 178,000 and 18 cents.
any public comment? Being none?
Insurance principal office, on page 4, 335,729. Total school administration, 513,907.
Any public comment? Seeing none, we move along.
Page 5, prepaid 2 instruction, 700,000.
Any public comment? Being none?
5 instruction. 1,000.
Any public comment? Being none?
Page 6, 6 instruction, $626,000.
Any public comment? Being none?
912 instruction is 707,944.
Any public comment? Move along.
Moving on to page
Continue.
7, get this calendar for free, 31,000.
Any public comment? See none. Next.
Fifteen calendar 9/12, 15,315, that's on page 8. With the total for regular instruction, 2,306 and 3 cents, that's up 9. For that.
Any public comment? Next.
Continuing on for special education services, page 9, special ed service office, 170,204.96.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
K-8 resource room is 556,361.33.
Any public comment?
K-8 self-contained is 582,906.40.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
Continuing on to page 11, K-8 speech is 58,615.12. That's down 43%.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
Also on page 11 is K-8 sped homebound, 15,390.81.
Any public comment? Right, seeing none. Moving on.
Also on page 11, K-8 sped other costs, 128,648.07.
Any public comment? And when you're saying SPED, that's special education.
It is. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
thank you.
Page 12, 9/12, special education resource room, 221,625.58. That's down 7%.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
Moving on to page 13, 9/12, self-contained, 807,050%.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
9/12, special education homebound, 14,632.81.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
9/12, special education speech, 24,258.03.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
9/12, special education summer and after program, $2,291.79.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
Continuing on to page 14, 9/12, special education other services, 46,519.35. For a total in that cost center for total special education, K-12, $1,929,261.79.
Any public comment? Can move along.
K-8 guidance, also on page 14, 83,739.76.
Any public comment?
Page 15, 9/12 guidance, 116,312.67.
Any public comment? Seeing none.
Health services, $88,856.95.
Any public comment? Move on.
Page 16, technology, K-8, $38,858. Technology, 6-8, $27,433.
Any public comment? Next,
Page 17, technology, 912, $88,920, 51 cents.
any public comment? None.
Page 17, K5 library, 35,671. 6-8 library, 2,793.
Any public comment? Seeing none?
Page 18, 912 library, $36,850, 55 cents, making the total for student and staff support services, $519,450, 50%.
Any public comment? Seeing none?
Pre-K 5 co-curricular, page 18, $400. 6-8 extracurricular activities, $66,888.44.
Any public comment?
Page 19, 6-8 co-curricular activities, $14,488.46. 9-12 extracurricular athletics, $185,661.69.
Any public comment? Seeing none?
Page 20, 9-12 co-curricular activities, $54,394.36. Making the total for other instruction, $321,832.95, which that cost center is down by 5%.
Any public comment? Seeing none?
Page 20, maintenance of the plant, $181,272.80. Operations of the plant and elementary, $438,939.20.
Public comment? Seeing none?
Bottom of the page on 21, operation of secondary plant, $778,592.71.
Any public comment?
Making the total for facilities maintenance, $1,418,804.70. Vocational ed assessment is on 0. Total debt service is $95,065.94.
Council
Yeah.
McGowan, please.
Can you explain why we don't have a Region 3 assessment this year?
We've asked twice because we questioned
Yeah.
that as well.
Thank you.
Good. Any other council comment?
It's good until they come 2 months later and say, hey, we forgot.
Yeah, well, hopefully
That's
there's
the
enough
problem.
people down.
Hopefully they don't do that.
Yeah, hopefully there's enough people down there on their committee saying, everybody's out here doing this, you can't. do
Right.
it now." They are developing new programs.
I agree.
so, Yeah, yeah.
Any public comment? No, seeing none?
On page 22, in the middle of the page, total student transportation is $339,438.07. All other appropriations is $2,815.71 for our grand total of $8,825,838.20. That's an overall increase of 3%.
Any public comment? Okay, revenue. Here.
revenues. The local weakness assessment is $1,030,510. It's up 3.98% last year. Local debt service, $95,006. Local additional appropriate, $2,398,020. That is up 3.36%. Local appropriation for adult ed is $2,815.71, remaining the same. We did not do any so much appropriation for the health. Audit recommend not. Our tuition for international program is 25,000. Our EUT tuition is 125,000. AUT special education elementary cost are 13,300.
Will you just say what AUT means?
Say that.
Unorganized territory.
Unorganized territories, thank you.
And the education unorganized territory secondary special education, 14,000. Our transportation reimbursement for the education unorganized territory is $46,840.50. Our athletic fees, 10,000. Our recreational receipts, 15,000. A building rental fees is 55,094. We have a small E-rated reimbursement of 2,000. Miscellaneous receipts, 30,000. Our state EPS allocation, $4,573,695.03. That's actually up. Our SAC, which is our state agency clients for elementary special education reimbursement, is 14,000. Our CDS, child development services, is 3,200. Our shared service for our special education director is 59,000. And then our shared service for our superintendent health insurance, such as cell phone, is 6,500. We have no carry forward. And the revenues that we're actually raising, which brings our budget to 25,638.
Any council comment on this section, on this revenue? Yes, please.
This is a good time for me to mention, kind of to piggyback on what you've been talking about, Peter, is the fluctuation of like perhaps why those charts look so different. Because we are international, it's quite a different period, 5,025. I just with the way of the world, honestly, and the communications that we're having with some of the families that are show some interest in coming to school as well as our talent in the market. That really in just the last few years is possibility pretty significant. Also with it, that is 100% related to curriculum. If they move, then that tuition goes away. And if we're not paid for it by the year, we're paid only. So there's that's what helpful. So even though it actually has been here for years that it really study, it is noteworthy to point out that here.
I saw Councilor Higgins, you had your hand up?
Yes, I could not hear Dr. Lane.
Oh, you could not hear.
And so the part about the international. Yes, all I was saying there is that in the chart that was showed earlier with like why there was such difference. I would say that international would potentially be one of those locations because our budget changed from 75,000 revenue to 25 as estimate, just because of the way of the world, our host families, families who are like looking at different explorations for where they might. So it's just kind of an unpredictable revenue stream.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any public comment on that section? Great, seeing none. Did you have any more, or was that it? That's good. Last chance for council comment. on the school? Projected budget? Counselor McGlaughlin.
Yeah, I'll just make a comment. Just want to say that, I just want to commend you that luckily our revenues are more, but I know the expenses are up slightly. But with the significant increase in health insurance costs, negotiated raises, and then the new required, family medical leave tax, which were all new, I commend you to keeping it to only 3%, because I know that was a hurdle to overcome all of those things, especially with the number of employees at the school. So thank you.
The departments really work hard to
Yeah.
do that.
I'd like to thank Council McGlone for giving that information, because I think that's a source of helping offset, and that's kind of like what I was alluding to, was there's forces outside of the
Right.
nature that they can prevent because of. Thank you.
Counselor Bragdon.
You know, I just want to thank you for giving the time to have a conversation and, you know, there's a lot in here as staff, and it just takes a lot to put this together. So thank you for taking the time out of the day to meet with me, to discuss the topics that we have.
Counselor Higgins.
Yes, I'd just like to thank Dr. Lane for meeting with me last week and going over some of those questions that I had. And it was questions, but as far as give me some direction on where some of those were coming from. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any final public comment? All right, seeing none, it is 6:53. We are out of our public hearing to discuss the fiscal year 2026 school budget.
Madam Chairperson,
Yes, Mr. Dumais, Counselor Dumais.
plus the 10-minute recess.
Yes, we don't need a vote on it. We were gonna have a 10-minute recess. Thank you. Back.
Good morning.
We're gonna bring this meeting back to order. Back to order. We all set, Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair, Mr. Manager. I don't know, how about you guys sit over here and I'll sit over there and do the Zoom. Yes.
That'll start a good room.
No,
Already out there.
there we go.
It's already out there.
All right. So order number 66, Counselor McGlaughlin, can I have you read it?
Certainly, order number 66-2025, providing for general administration. It is ordered that $1,193,035 is hereby raised and appropriated, and the officers are authorized to spend said amount for the general administration departments of Millinocket as listed below for the fiscal year 2026. General administration, 101, general government, $417,724. 103, elections and registrations, $10,965. 104, town clerks, $326,560. 107, assessing, $119,352. 108, municipal building, $92,861. 109, audit, $25,000. 111, legal services, $30,000. 112, administration, $126,436. 113, reevaluation, 0. 300, fringe, $44,137, for a total of $1,193,035.
Motion made by Counselor McGlaughlin, seconded by Counselor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment on this order? Being none, back to the council for a vote. Vote by all those in favor. Passes 7-0. Counselor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 67?
Order number 67-2025, providing for community and economic development. It is ordered that $207,377 is hereby raised and appropriated, and the officers are authorized to spend said amount for community and economic development departments of Millinocket as listed below for the fiscal year 2026. Community and economic development, 114, planning code enforcement, $48,463. 115, economic development, $45,480. 118, Community Initiatives Director, $102,548. 213 enforcement officials, $10,886 for a grand total of $207,377.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Dume. Any council comment? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Councilor Pelletier, can I have you read order number 68?
Certainly, order number 68 twenty twenty-five, providing for public safety and protection. It is ordered that $3,058,574 is hereby raised and appropriated, and the officers are authorized to spend that amount for the public safety and protection departments of Millinocket as listed below for the fiscal year 2026. Public safety and protection, 201 police, $848,874. 203 fire, $101,558. 204 ambulance, $249,794. 205 power and ambulance general, $1,098,131. 206 community services, $612,400. 209 insurances, $128,127. 214 dog constable, $19,690 for a total of $3,058,574.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor McGlaughlin. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Councilor Higgins, can I have you read order number 69?
Order 69, 2025, providing for public works and airport departments. It is ordered that $2,476,512 is hereby raised and appropriated, and the officers are authorized to spend said amount for the public works and airport departments of Millinocket as listed below. For the fiscal year 2026, Public Works and Airport, 402, Public Works Administration, $124,903. 403, Public Works Garage, $36,500. 407, Public Works Roads, $1,427,666. 409, Transfer Site, $519,705. 902, Cemetery, $79,427. 1101, Airport Operations, $201,711. 1102, Airport Business, $86,600. Total, $2,476,512.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. Passes 7-0. Councilor Mackin, can I have you read order number 70, please?
Order number 70-2025, providing for community and recreation services. It is ordered that $574,654 is hereby raised and appropriated, and the officers are authorized to spend said amount for the community and recreation services department of Millinocket as listed below for the fiscal year 2026. 501 library, $150,000. 815 general assistance aid, $17,150. 816 public health welfare agency, $11,000. 1002 recreation, $223,004. 1009 snowmobile and ATV program, $149,500. And 1106 holiday observance and events, $24,000, for a total of $574,654.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Mackin, seconded by Councilor Dume. Council comment? Public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? That passes 7-0. Councilor Dume, can I have you read order number 71?
Yes, Madam Chair, order number 71-2025, providing for debt and interest. It is ordered that $147,713 is hereby raised and appropriated. And the officers are authorized to spend the said amount for the debt services and interest department of Millinocket as listed below for the fiscal year 2026. Debt and interest 700, debt and interest $147,713.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor Dume. We'll give that a second to Counselor Higgins. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? All right, back to the council for vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Council McGowan, can I have you read order number 72?
Yes, order number 72-2025, providing for capital improvement department. It is ordered that $142,000 is hereby raised and appropriated, and the officers are authorized to spend said amount for the capital improvements departments of Millinocket as listed below for the fiscal year 2026. 1,300 capital improvements, $142,000. 1301 special capital improvements, 0, for a total of $142,000.
Motion made by Councilor McGowan, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Council comment on the order? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Councilor Bragdon, I have you read order number 73. Is that next? I don't have it.
I don't-
Oh, no, it's just stapled out of order.
Oh,
That's okay.
Order number 73-2025, providing for anticipated revenues and transfers. It is ordered that the overall anticipated revenues and transfers in the estimated amount of $5,447. I'm sorry, $5,447,916 is approved, and the officers are authorized to spend for fiscal year 2026.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for vote. All those in favor of order number 73? Passes 7-0. Now I will have Councilor Pelletier. I think read order number 74.
Okay. Number 74-2025, providing for transfer of funds from designated dog fee revenue reserve account for the care of animals. It is ordered that to be determined amount be transferred from the designated dog fee revenue account into the general fund budget for financial year 2026 to provide for eligible costs in the care of animals. These funds are already included in the authorizing anticipated revenues and transfers. This order is offered because the funds will be taken from a designated reserve account, which requires specific town council approval.
Second.
So motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Council comment? Councilor Bragdon. Were you ready to vote?
No.
Oh, please, yeah, please. Council comment.
Do we have an amount yet that we can put into this?
No.
Pass it without an amount?
I don't,
The blank check.
I don't think we've run into this. In
No.
my experience,
I'm most certain that the revenues at the end of the fiscal year will be that amount, it's not yet available, so.
I guess my point is, can we pass it without knowing an amount though, is just for. Just.
It could be some
Counselor
crazy
Matthew.
amount, and we're okaying it, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, so,
Council- Mr.
in-
Manager.
In past years, kind of been a guess. It's roughly $4,000.
So could we put in there, is ordered that approximately $4,000? Can we just do that with another order? That it was gonna be an estimated amount? Can we just do that with this order as well?
If we, yes, let's
I
see.
think it or not.
Designated for that.
I would be more comfortable if it was up to it instead of approximate. Yeah, instead of capital.
Either one, I was trying to.
Right.
Without,
I mean, it's not,
something is better than nothing.
it's not necessarily in the tax rate because it's a designated fund.
Yeah, money for reserve somewhere else,
It's
but
reserving.
still transferring it at each.
Right.
It's not on the budget. Okay, I thought we were
No,
passing some. kind of
It's
budget.
permissions to move the money, whatever the monies are.
not to exceed reserve.
Well, Louis been here for 16
Yeah, yeah,
years. You
this
tell
is-
us what you run into.
Yeah. I said not to be over the reserved amount.
Well, we're not, so what you're doing is approving or authorizing us to be able to move, transfer the balance of that designated fund
Dog fee.
into the operational budget. It's not raising an amount.
Can we word it exactly the way you just said that then? That's better than to be determined.
You can you can amend to reserve, the reserve.
Yeah.
The reserved amount to be,
Get
There
that,
you
Madam
go.
Chair?
That way it can't be any more.
can't be any more than what is reserved.
So we're,
Balance of reserve. But they, be reserved.
So just for clarification before I motion this, it is ordered that the reserve amount be transferred from the designated dog fee? That.
The balance of the reserve.
balance of the reserve.
Is that what you remember, Louis?
I'm fair.
so yes, Council Bragdon.
I motion that we amend order 74-2025 to, it is ordered that the balance of the reserve be transferred from the designated dog fee revenue reserve account into the general fund balance for FY 2026 to provide for eligible costs in the caravan.
Second.
So, we have a motion to amend by Councilor Bragdon and seconded by Councilor Pelletier. All those in favor of amending this? Okay, so in favor of amending it, 7-0. Now we need a vote on the amendment, the amended version. So all those in favor of, okay, it is ordered that, read the amendment, please, again.
Number 74-2025, providing funds from definitely dog fee revenue reserve account for the caravan. It is ordered that the balance of the reserve be transferred
Yes.
from the designated dog fee revenue reserve account, the general fund balance budget for FY 26 to provide for eligible costs in the caravan.
Let's
Second.
vote. So we already had the motion made on the amendment, by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Dume. All those in favor of order number 74 as amended. Thank you. All right, motion passes 7-0. Thank you for bearing with me on that one. So that takes us to order number 75, Councilor Higgins.
Yes, Madam Chair, Order 75-2025, providing for transfer of funds from fund balance account. It is ordered that 500,000 be transferred from the assigned fund balance into the general fund budget for FY 26. Note, these funds are already included in the order authorizing anticipated revenues and transfers. This order is offered because the funds will be taken from an assigned and unassigned fund balance accounts, which requires specific town council approval.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for an order for a vote. All those in favor of order number 75? Passes 7-0. Boy, it's too early for me to be tired doing this. Order number 76, Councilor Mackin, can I have you read?
Order number 76-2025, providing for authorization for county tax. It is ordered that $413,086 is hereby raised and appropriated, and to authorize the officers to spend for 1201 county tax assessment for FY 2026.
Motion made by Councilor Mackin, seconded by Councilor Dume. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Councilor Dume, can I have you read order number 77?
Yes, Madam Chair, order number 77-2025, providing for the acceptance of state of Maine funds. It is ordered that the town Millinocket, town finance director, and town treasurer is authorized to accept, and such acceptance is deemed to have been appropriated revenues and or subsidies for the ensuing fiscal year. Such funds as municipal revenue sharing funds, local road assistance program, general purpose aid to education, civil emergency funds, snowmobile registration money, pre-growth reimbursement, general assistance reimbursement, veteran exception reimbursement, Homestead Act reimbursement, state, federal grants in aid, and other state of Maine funds as are available at a future date, and to authorize the officers to spend said sums. These monies are currently anticipated in the above revenue order and allows the town to accept these monies for use of FY 2026 proposed budget. Acceptance of any new monies will be authorized only by council order.
Second.
Second.
Motion made by Council Dume, seconded by Council McGowan. Any council comment on the order? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 77? Passes 7-0. Council McGowan, can I have you read order number 78?
Sure. Order number 78-2025, providing for a written policy concerning disbursement of state fee.
Do I have a second? Just skip the
whereas.
skip the whereas now to now therefore. Do I have a second? Okay, motion by Councilor Bracken, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. All those in favor of skipping the whereas and to go to now therefore. Hey, you may 7-0. You now go to now therefore and finish the reading, please.
Now therefore, it is ordered that the following written adopted concerning the disbursement of state fees. 1, the treasurer shall prepare a warrant weekly to disperse state fees. 2, the weekly warrant for fees shall be reviewed and approved by the finance director. 3, upon approval of the weekly warrant for state fees by the finance director, any member of the ad hoc warrant subcommittee established pursuant to Chapter 29A of the Administrative Code may review and approve the weekly warrant for state fees and document his or her approval by signing the warrant. 4, the treasurer is authorized to disperse state fees each week upon presentation of a warrant for that purpose, which has been approved by the finance director and signed by any member of the ad hoc warrant subcommittee. 5, any error in any weekly warrant for state fees shall be corrected by the treasurer on the next weekly warrant for state fees after discovery of the error. 6, warrants for state fees approved pursuant to this policy are not subject to review and approval pursuant to Chapter 20A of the Administrative Code. 7, this policy shall be reviewed and voted on annually by the council.
Second.
Motion made by Council McGowan, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 78? Passes 7-0. Council Bragdon, can I have you read order number 79, please?
Order number 79-2025, providing for disbursement of employees' wages and benefits. Whereas the town treasurer may disperse money only on the authority of the warrant voted and signed by a majority of the council. And whereas the council signs warrants on a bi-weekly basis, and whereas employees are paid on a weekly basis, now therefore it is ordered pursuant to Title 30-A, Section 5603(2)(a)(1), that the town treasurer is authorized to disperse wages and withholdings required by law on the authority of the warrant signed by the town manager.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Council comment on this order? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 79? Passes 7-0. Council Pelletier, can I have you read order number 80, please?
Sure. Order number 80-2025, providing for payment of property taxes for multiple years. It is ordered that we, the municipal officers of the town of Millinocket, upon request of the tax collector and town treasurer of said town, hereby authorize and direct said tax collector and town treasurer pursuant to Title 36 MRSA, Section 906, to apply any tax payment received from an individual as payment for any property tax against outstanding or delinquent taxes due on said property in chronological order, beginning with the oldest unpaid tax bill, provided, however, that no such payment may be applied to any tax for which an abatement application or appeal is pending unless approved in writing by the taxpayer.
Motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Councilor Mackin, can I have you read order number 80?
Order number 81 twenty twenty-five, providing for wastewater department anticipated revenues and transfers. It is ordered that the overall anticipated revenues and transfers as listed below in the estimated amount of $1,089,000 is approved for FY 2026 for the wastewater department. 2100-1400 fees, $1,050,000. 1401 interest, 30-day notice, $8,500. 1402 investment interest, $17,000. 1403 lien cost revenue, $11,000. 1404 miscellaneous $0. 1405 grant $0. 1406 bond proceeds $0. 2500-0512 WWRV dump 2,500 with a total of $1,089,000.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Mackin, seconded by Councilor Dume. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor, order number 81 passes 7-0. Councilor Dume, I'm sorry, no, Councilor Higgins, I'm sorry, I skipped you, so I'm gonna go back to you now for order number 82.
Yes, Madam Chair. Order number 82, 2025, providing for wastewater department operations is ordered that $946,190 is hereby appropriated for wastewater operations expenditures for FY 2026 for the departments listed below. 2100 administration, $115,300. 2200 protection insurance, $36,600. 2400 operations of plant, $419,001. 2500 pump stations, $93,040. 2600 collection, $67,700. 2700 debit service, $214,549. 2800 capital improvements, $0. Total, $946,190.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 82? Passes 7-0. Councilor Dume, can I have you read order number 83, please?
Madam Chair, order number 83-2025, providing for payment of sewer bills for multiple bills. It is ordered that we, the municipal officers of the town of Millinocket, upon request of the tax collector and town treasurer of said town, hereby authorize and direct said tax collector and town treasurer to credit sewer payments to accounts in the same manner as real estate payments. And whereas real estate tax payments are allocated to the oldest outstanding tax bill, and whereas a statutory reference in section 104-16 of the sewer ordinance has not been updated to reflect repeal of Title 30 MRSA and enactment of Title 30-A. Now therefore it is ordered as follows: the tax collector and town treasurer are hereby directed to credit payments for sewer system use charges in chronological order, beginning with the oldest unpaid sewer system use charge, provided however that no such payment may be applied to any charge for which an abatement application or appeal is pending unless approved in writing by the sewer fee payer. It is further ordered that the sewer system rates, fees, and user charges not paid within 90 days of when due shall be collected in accordance with chapter 104, section 104-16 of the Millinocket Code entitled 30-A MRSA section 3406.
Second.
Motion made by Council Dume, seconded by Councilor McGlaughlin. Any council comment? Councilor Dume.
Thank you. I think it's prompted in here that maybe we ought to look at that section of the sewer ordinance that needs to be updated, maybe in our future, so we don't have to keep doing
Yes,
this.
so noted. All right, got a thumbs up from the manager. Any other council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 83? Passes 7-0. That moves us on to school administration. So order number 84, can I have you read, Councilor McGlaughlin?
Order number 84-2025, providing for appropriation for system administration. It is ordered that $809,939.84 are raised and appropriated for school system administration for fiscal 2026. Recommended $809,939.84.
A motion made by Council McGlaughlin, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 84? That passes 7-0. Councilor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 85?
Order number 85-2025, providing for appropriation for school administration. It is ordered that $513,937.61 is raised and appropriated for administration fiscal year 2026. Recommended $513,937.61.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Any council comment? Council McGlaughlin.
Yes, I just wanted to state that I will be abstaining from this vote as this department includes my salary as a school employee.
Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? So that's 6-0-1 for one abstention.
Yep.
All those abstaining. You said that, yeah. Councilor, who is next? Council Pelletier, order number 86.
Alrighty. Order number 86-2025, providing for appropriation for regular instruction. It is ordered that $2,875,306.03 is hereby raised and appropriated for regular instruction for fiscal 2026. Recommended $2,875,306.03.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor McGlaughlin. Any council comment on the order? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Councilor Higgins, can I have you read order number 87?
Yes, Madam Chair, order number 87, 2025, providing for appropriation for special education. It is ordered that $1,929,261.79 is hereby raised and appropriated for special education for fiscal 2026. Recommended $1,929,261.79.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Council comment? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for vote. All those in favor of order number 87? Passes 7-0. Councilor Mackin, can I have you read order number 88?
Order number 88, 2025, providing for appropriation for student and staff support. It is ordered that $519,435.34 is hereby raised and appropriated for student and staff support for fiscal 2025. Recommended $519,435.34.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Mackin, seconded by Councilor Dume. Any council comment? Okay, so noted. So we have a correction. Okay. Fiscal year 2020. Thank you for catching that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any council comment? Any public comment? So back to the council for order number 88. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Number 89, Councilor Dume, you able to read?
Madam Chair, order number 89-2025, providing for appropriation for other instruction. It is ordered that $321,832.95 is hereby raised and appropriated for other instruction for fiscal 2026. Recommended $321,832.95.
Second.
Motion made by Council Dume, second by Councilor Higgins. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 89? Passes 7-0. Council McGowan, can I have you read order number 90?
Yes. Order number 90-2025, providing for appropriation for facilities maintenance. It is ordered that $1,418,804.72 is hereby raised and appropriated for facilities maintenance for fiscal 2026. Recommended $1,418,804.72.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor McLaughlin, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 90? That passes 7-0. Councilor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 91?
Order number 91-2025, providing for appropriation for transportation and buses. It is ordered that $339,438.07 is hereby raised and appropriated for transportation and buses for fiscal 2026. Recommended $339,438.07.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor McLaughlin. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote on order number 91. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstained? 6-0-1 passes. Councilor Pelletier, can I have you read order number 92?
Order number 92-2025, providing for appropriation for debt services and other commitments. It is ordered that
95.
It is ordered that $95,065.89 hereby raised and appropriated for debt services and other commitments for fiscal 2026. Recommended $95,005.89.
Second.
A motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor McLaughlin. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment on the order? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote on order number 92. All those in favor? These hand good, 7-0. So we're on order number 93. Can I have you read Councilor Higgins?
Yes, Madam Chair. Order number 93, 2025. Providing for appropriation for all other expenditures. It is ordered that $2,815.71 is hereby raised and appropriated for all other expenditures for fiscal 2026. Recommended $2,815.71.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 93? Passes 7-0. Order number 94. Can I have you read Councilor Mackett?
Order number 94-2025, providing for appropriation for total cost of funding public education. It is ordered that $5,910,205.03 be appropriated for the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Program and Services Funding Act, and that $1,336,510 be raised as the municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essentials Program and Service Funding Act, in accordance with the Maine revised statutes Title 20-A, Section 15688. The school committee recommends 1,336,510. Explanation: the municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Service Funding Act, is the amount of money determined by state law to be the minimum amount that a municipality must raise in order to receive the full amount of state dollars.
Motion made by Councilor Mackin and seconded by Councilor Dume. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 94? That passes 7-0. Councilor Dume, can I have you read order number 95?
Yes, Madam Chair, order number 95-2025, providing for appropriation for debt services. It is ordered that 95,065.89 be raised and appropriated for the annual payments on debt service previously approved by the municipality's legislative body for non-state funded school construction projects on state-funded portions of school construction projects and minor capital projects, in addition to the funds appropriated as the local share of the municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12. The school committee recommends 95,065.89. Explanation: non-state funded debt service is the amount of money needed for the annual payments on the municipality's long-term debt for the major capital school construction projects that are not approved for state subsidy. The bonding of this long-term debt was previously approved by the voters or other legislative body.
Motion made by Councilor Dume, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote on order number 95. All those in favor? This passes 7-0. Councilor McGowan, can I have you read order number 96?
Yes, order number 96-2025, providing for appropriation of additional local fund. It is ordered that $2,398,622.02 be raised and appropriated in additional local funds, which exceeds the state essential programs and services allocation model by $1,336,510 as required to fund the budget recommended by the school committee. The school committee recommends $2,398,622.02 for additional local funds and gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's essential programs and services funding model by $1,062,112.02. The EPS formula does not reflect the actual cost of funding education in rural areas where education may cost more because of its smaller size as compared to larger city schools. Therefore, monies will provide revenues to fully fund programs and operate schools, as well as contractual obligations, areas excluded under EPS such as 504 programs, extra and co-curricular activities, capital improvements and repairs, etc. Explanation: the additional local funds are those locally raised funds over and above the town's local contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, and local amounts raised for the annual payment on non-state funded debt service that will help achieve the town's budget for educational programs.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor McGowan, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor of order number 96? Passes 7-0. Councilor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 97?
Order number 97-2025, providing for appropriation for total cost of funding public education. It is ordered that the school committee be authorized to expend $8,825,838.20 for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026. From the municipality's contribution to funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, non-state funded schools school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine revised statutes, Title 20-A, Section 15690, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidy and other receipts for the support of schools. The schools committee recommends $8,825,838.20.
Second,
A motion made by Counselor
second, and
Bragdon,
guess whose salary comes out of this $8 million?
seconded by Counselor Pelletier. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote on order number 97. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Counselor Pelletier, can I have you read order number 98?
Order number 98-2025, providing for adult education. It is ordered that $2,815.71 be appropriated for adult education, and that $8,815.71 be raised as a local share with authorization to expend any additional incidental or miscellaneous receipts in the interest and the well-being of the adult education program. The school committee recommends a yes vote.
Motion made by Counselor Pelletier, second by Counselor Bragdon. Any council comment on the order? Any public comment? So back to the council for a vote on order number 98. All those in favor? It passes 7-0. Counselor Higgins, can I have you read order number 99?
Yes, order number 99, 2025, providing for regional vocational adult education operating budget. It is ordered that the regional vocational adult education operating budget is approved by the cooperative board for the period July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. Be approved in the amount of $43,479. Millinocket's share is $2,815.71, with authorization to expend any additional incidental or miscellaneous receipts in the interest and well-being of the adult education vocation programs. The school committee recommends a yes vote.
Motion made by Counselor Higgins, seconded by Counselor Bragdon. Any council comment? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote on order number 99. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Counselor Mackin, can I have you read order number 100?
Order number 100, 2025, providing for acceptance of state, federal, or other sources of funds. It is ordered that the town of Millinocket Town Treasurer is authorized to accept and expend grants, including carryover amounts from state, federal, or other sources for the interest of education in fiscal 2026. Special dedicated revenue budget amounts to be in addition to the amounts appropriated and raised in the general budget, $8,825,838.20, and the clearing account budget, amount unknown but estimated to be $725,000. Sources include Title 1A, Title 2-A, Title B, Tier 111, local entitlement, and others. Some of these monies are now included in the new EPS funding and model adopted in 2005 by the Maine State Legislature. The school committee recommends a yes vote.
Second. Motion made by Councilor McLaughlin, motion made by Councilor Mackin, seconded by Councilor McLaughlin. Thank you. Any council comments? Councilor Dume.
I just have a question, and it's kind of relating to the last order that we dealt with, an unknown amount. Would it hurt anything by changing that by an up to instead of the unknown but estimated?
Yeah, because you don't know what those grants are gonna be. You wouldn't want to put, what if you got more? I mean, it's an estimated because they do change from year to year, but maybe Rhonda could speak better to that than I could. Yeah.
Would you like to come up to the mic, please? To respond, just, yes. Thank you. Yes.
The grants do change from year to year. We have received more, we've received less. We do, last year we have had other additional grants applied for and received those monies, like literacy grant. Those are unanticipated. All the grants that we applied for were food service. We would know about the actual staff member applied for awarded. It's an estimated amount of money that we can possibly have.
I guess my next question is it even necessary to have that line in there then with that value?
I think it gives you.
Because it's a revenue source, right? So.
It's an expense in revenue. But it is an expense that the town would have to pay for, so we actually get reimbursed.
So I think,
Please, yes, Mr. Manager, please.
so I think generally there's a pretty good ballpark of what the those, and then, part of our agreement, with come forward with grant awards before they are agreed to be cash flowed would take care of any of this.
Okay.
So it would be kind of up to this amount, the way it stayed, the way it is, and then anything beyond that, they get an additional report that we present to the council.
All right, thank you.
So Councilor Brogdon?
That'd be similar to like part of the but
It was inspired by the so
Would you like to come, just at least come up to the microphone so others
you
on
just go
the
to the podium.
podium? Yeah, and that's what I meant. Yeah. That's fine. No, come sit, that's great.
Spread it out.
That's right.
All I wanted to say is, I don't know, like, I wasn't part of like how that got in here originally, like the 3 years. But I think that at one point there was some risk, like potentially Millinocket felt some risk in not knowing what that number was. And what I can assure you of now is since Rhonda has been here, we are up to date with all of our grants. We're up to within the 30-day time frame, and we're no longer on the high risk list that the state of Maine has. So we really don't want to put parameters on there that prevent us from being able to accept more money. Because when some school systems aren't successful in getting their reimbursement, they do a reallocation, and sometimes we're eligible for that money as well.
Absolutely. I wasn't implying that at all. I was just, if it wasn't necessary, I was actually looking to loosen that up.
Yeah,
So-
so I just wanted to kind of like, you've been here, so you kind of like, what else we had at the beginning. I just want to assure everybody that that's really gone very well for us, and we're actually, hoping that if there is a reallocation, that we might benefit from that.
All right, thank you.
So Councilor Jamay, are you okay with the reading?
Yeah,
of
I
it?
understand.
Okay,
I understand.
okay, no, so no changes, yeah, good. I appreciate, I appreciate that. Any, public comment? All right, back to the council for a vote on order number 100. All those in favor? That's gonna pass 7-0. Council Jamay, can I have you read order number 101?
Yes, Madam Chair, order number 101-2025, providing for acceptance of enterprise and agency funds. It is ordered that the town Millinocket town treasurer is authorized to accept and expend enterprise and agency funds, including any carryover funds on behalf of the following, with any amounts to be expended in the clearing account budget, in addition to amounts appropriated and raised for general education budget, $8,825,838.20, and the special revenue budget of $725,000. Amount unknown but estimated to be $575,000. Sources include Millinocket School Lunch Program and any others. Some of these monies are now included in the new EPS funding model adopted in 2005 by Maine State Legislature. The school committee recommends a yes vote. Be it ordered that in addition to the amount approved for the total school budget next fiscal year. The school committee is authorized to expend such other sums as many as may be received from federal or state grant or programs or other sources during the fiscal year for school purposes, including the foreign student tuition program and the dual diploma program, provided that such grants, programs, or other sources do not require the expenditure of other funds not previously appropriated.
Motion made by Council Dume, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Council comment on the order? Any public comment on the order? Being none, back to the council for a vote on order number 101. All those in favor? That passes 7-0. Council McGlaughlin, can I have you read order number 102?
Order number 102-2025, providing for FY 26 international program budget. It is ordered that the international program revenue budget of $30,000 and expense budget of $30,000 be approved. And it is further ordered that any fund balance will transfer to the school department's operating budget at the end of the fiscal year. And it is further ordered that the town of Millinocket's town treasurer is authorized to accept and expend funds related to the approved international program budget to the extent that the funds are available by September 1st, 2025 and throughout FY 26 to cover the program expenses.
Motion made by Council McGlaughlin, seconded by Council Pelletier. Any council comment on this order? Public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote on order 102. All those in favor? Hands? Got it, passed 7-0. So the next one, this is out of rotation, but we're gonna go to order number 113 for Councilor Bragdon. Would you read that?
Order number 113-2025, providing for additional local dollars in support of the food service program. It is ordered that the municipality district unit will raise and to appropriate $0 in additional local dollars in support of the food service program. The school committee recommends $0.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Higgins. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? All those in favor of order number 113? Passes. That passes 7-0.
So these are here.
I know, you're not feeling. No, we're doing good. All right, order number 114, Councilor Pelletier.
Order number 114-2025. Providing for regional vocational operating budget. It is ordered that the regional vocational operating budget as approved by the cooperative board for period July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026 be approved in the amount to be determined. Millinocket's share is $0, with authorization to expend any additional incidental or miscellaneous receipts in the interest and well-being of vocational programs. School committee recommends a yes vote.
Do I have a
Second.
second? Okay, so yeah, motion made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment, please, Councilor McGlaughlin.
Does Region 3 not have an operating budget figure yet?
Can you come to the podium, please?
Should just stayed there, Rhonda.
Bring your mic with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do not have an operating budget yet. They're gonna vote the 30th of April. And when I reached out to them for the debt service pieces for us, they hadn't had finished their operating budget yet. I'm waiting for them. And they said they would actually email it or send it to the town at the time.
Councilor Pelletier.
So whatever they give you for a budget, you'll spend and you won't want any more money.
I'm not spending their money, they're spending their money. And I don't have to support it because we don't have any piece of it into it, is what I was told.
So is this essentially a pass through that we're gonna receive? And then you guys will ship it out to the region 3 or where,
No, we,
region 3. No?
Councilor McGlaughlin.
Yeah, this is just voting on Region 3's budget. We don't get any of this money. We typically send money to fund their budget. It's not money that we're gonna receive at all. The only reason we ever have to vote on it is because Millinocket pays a share of it. But this year our share is 0. So this is strictly Region 3's budget. It has nothing to do with the Millinocket schools budget.
I understand, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Right.
We're voting on 0, yes,
Maybe they will figure it out in 2 months.
Very good. Any other questions? Council questions for Rhonda while she's standing there? Right, any? Thank you. Any public questions, comment? Okay, so we'll bring it back to the council for vote on order number 114. All those in favor? It does pass 7-0. Let me take care of that. Okay, let's see where I am. Counselor Higgins, can I have you?
Chair, I actually have a question for Rhonda.
Okay, Rhonda, can you? Oh, gosh. Oh, we needed that word, yeah.
Legitimately.
He's kidding, yeah. We appreciate.
Go sit down and get.
Yeah,
He's kidding.
I'm kidding.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Just one word left.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, Bob.
Yeah. We needed that just to wake us back up and get us going for the rest of the meeting. So we're on order number 115. So Counselor Higgins, can I have you read order 115?
Yes, order number 115, 2025, providing for appropriation for career and technical education. It is ordered that $0 is hereby raised and appropriated for career and technical education for fiscal. Should that read 2026?
Yes.
It should be, thank you for correcting that, 2026.
Recommended $0.
Motion made by Counselor Higgins, seconded by Counselor Bragdon. Any council comment on this order?
0 is good.
Zero. Public comment? Back to the council for a vote on order number 115. All those in favor? That passes 7-0. Very good. So that takes us to our regular town council meeting now. We made it through the budget. Please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rhonda.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really. Really?
So we're moving right along. There's no time to stop now.
Oh, you're not leaving, are you? I think Scott.
Oh.
He doesn't like it when people leave.
Getting a head start on his article.
Here we go. So we're on into the regular town council meeting. There's no unfinished business, so we're gonna go to new business. Counselor Mackin, can I have you read order number 103?
Order number 103-2025, providing for execution of the town warrant for April 24th, 2025. It is ordered that the town warrant for April 24th, 2025 in the amount of $88,888.04 is hereby approved.
Second.
A motion made by Counselor Mackin, seconded by Counselor McLaughlin. Do you have some heavy hitters for us or? To tell us about?
Okay, the amount of $5,390.24, Allegiance Truck LLC, that was repaired. $3,285, Harrison Trader Enterprises. $5,151.89 Katahdin True Value for the fire department. $43,989.28 for the water, Maine Water Company. And $12,318.51 for Versant Power.
Any council comment on this order? Any public comment? Back to the council for a vote on order 103. All those in favor? We got that passed 7-0. Councilor McLaughlin, can I have you read order number 104?
Order number 104-2025, providing for execution of the wastewater warrant for April 24th, 2025. It is ordered that the wastewater warrant for April 24th, 2025 in the amount of $471,886.36 is hereby approved.
Motion made by Council McGlaughlin, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. You have heavy hitters to tell us about?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
$4,000 to Grindstone Logging LLC. That was for some brushing around the wastewater fences. $20,154.93 to Town of Millinocket. Flusher truck. $41,244.31 to Oliver Associates. That's engineering services for the main pump station upgrade. $393,819.51 to T-Buck Construction. That's for the main pump station project. And $9,030.06 to Versant Power for electricity.
Any other council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote on order number 104. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Councilor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 105?
Order number 105-2025, providing for date, time, place, warden for the FY 26 school budget validation referendum. It is ordered that the FY 26 school budget validation referendum be held on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025 from 8 AM to 8 PM. Experience High School Gymnasium, and it is further ordered that Diana Blakeman shall be the warden.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, second by Councilor Pelletier. Council comment on the order? Public comment on the order. Yes.
I would just like to note that the absentee ballots will be available first thing tomorrow morning at 7:30 when the office is open.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Any public comment on this order? Back to the council for a vote on order 105. All those in favor? Yeah. Did I see your hand? Sorry, passes. I passed 7-0. Okay. So Councilor Bragdon, can I have you read order number 106?
Order number 106-2025, providing for processing absentee ballots for May 20th, 2025 FY 26 school budget validation referendum. Whereas Title 21-A MRSA Section 759.7 allows for the election warden to process absentee ballots while the polls are open, and whereas processing such ballots will assist the election clerk and results in an expedited process after the polls are closed, and whereas expediting the process after the polls are closed will result in some savings to the town of Millinocket. Now therefore it is ordered that the election board is authorized to process absentee ballots at 9 AM, 11 AM, 2 PM, and 6 PM during the FY 26 school budget validation referendum on May 20th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Any council comment?
That was Council McGlaughlin.
Oh, my God.
Woo, it's getting late.
Voice change.
All right, Bragdon and McGlaughlin, thank you. Anybody want to tag in? They can come sit here. Any council comment? Any public comment? All right, we're gonna vote on order 106. All in favor? 7-0 this year. Ooh, Councilor Pelletier, I'm gonna have you read order number 107.
Sure. Order numbers 107-2025. Providing 4 office hours of the registrar for the May 20th, 2025 financial year 26 school budget validation referendum. Whereas Title 21-AMRSA Section 122.6 specifies the process that the registrar must follow in registering voters. And whereas the town clerk also serves as registrar, and whereas the town clerk has regular hours on 4 business days before the election date to register voters, and whereas being open evening hours as required by law to receive voter registrations will be an added cost to the municipality. Now therefore, it is ordered that it is not necessary that the registrar be open to accept voter registrations 2 hours in the evening between 5 PM and 9 PM on at least 3 days before election day.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Pelletier. We'll give it the second to Councilor Higgins. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment on this order? Back to the council for a vote on order 107. All those, yeah, all in favor, 7-0. So we are, I know, we are on order number 108. Councilor Higgins, can I have you read that?
Order 108-2025, providing for approval of the reappointment of health officer. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council approves the reappointment of Thomas Malcolm as health officer for a 3-year term to expire March 2028.
Motion made by Councilor Higgins, seconded by Councilor Bragdon. Any council comment on this order? Any public comment on the order? Seeing none, back to the council for vote on order 108. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. So we are on order 109, Counselor Higgins. No, I just counsel, we'll go to Counselor Mack. Thank you. Yeah,
Number 109 2025, providing for approval of application for a victual license for FSC Subway LLC. It is ordered that the attached application for victual license is hereby approved for Bruce G. McLean, 38 Western Avenue, doing business as FSC Subway LLC, business address 305 Central Street in Millinocket.
a motion made by Counselor Mackin, seconded by Counselor Dume. Any council comment? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for a vote on order 109. All those in favor? That passes 7-0. Counselor Dume?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Order number 110-2025, providing for approval of the application for victor's license of Cotton Breads and Threads. It is ordered that the attached application for the victor license is hereby approved for Sarah Hale, East Millinocket, doing business as Cotton Bread and Threads, business address 27 Cedar Street, East Millinocket.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor Dume, seconded by Counselor McLaughlin. Any council comment? Any public comment? Being none, back to the, back to the council for vote. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. I'm gonna skip it. Counselor Bragdon, order number 111. Please.
Number 111 2025, providing for approval of an application for a vehicular license for the Gather Inn. It is ordered that the attached application for a vehicular license is hereby approved for Mark Dorval and Melanie Artis, 146 Milton Road, South Portland, Maine, doing business as Gather Inn, business address 193 Central Street, Millinocket.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor Bragdon, seconded by Counselor McLaughlin. Any council comment? Any public comment? Being none, back to the council for vote on order 111. All those in favor? That passes 7-0. Order 112. Counselor Pelletier.
Me again? Order number 112-125, providing for amendment to general obligation note dated May 16th, 2024. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council votes in approval of 1, to amend the 1,670,000 general obligation note dated May 16, 2024, and award to Maine Municipal Bond Bank, Augusta, Maine, by changing the maturity date to May 15, 2026, and 2, to authorize the treasurer and chair of the town council to execute said allowance and all other documents necessary to complete said amendment. All other terms and conditions as stated in said general obligation note will remain the same.
Motion made by Counselor Pelletier, seconded by Counselor Bragdon. Council comment on this order? Public comment. Yes,
Just a moment.
before we leave. Okay.
Sign.
Here we go. All right. Any public comment on this order? All right, back to the council for a vote. All those in favor, order number 112 passes 7-0. Counselor McLaughlin, can I have you read order number 116?
Order number 116-2025, providing for authorization of airport improvement grant applications and construction phase services contract. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council authorizes the town manager to sign and submit all necessary documents pertaining to the attached FAA Airport Improvement Grant application and construction phase services contract with the town's airport consulting engineers, Hoyle, Tanner and Associates, for the ongoing taxiway extension project. It is further ordered that the combined total of $633,314 be allocated from the unassigned fund balance, with the understanding that 97.5% of that total will be reimbursed to the town, making the local out-of-pocket expense $15,833.
You read the details to that?
Oh my God. I need, sure. All right, motion made by Counselor McLaughlin, seconded by Counselor Bragdon. Any other council comment on this order? Any public comment on the order? Seeing none, back to the council for a vote on order number 116. All those in favor? That motion passes 7-0. We are now to reports and communications. Unless I skipped something. I'm not seeing that. So warrant committee for May 8th. Counselor Pelletier, Counselor Bragdon. Sounds good. All right. Chair committee report. I don't have one. I will just say that our community cleanup event that we had, the age-friendly committee was heavily involved in. Organizing was a huge success, I want to say. It happened yesterday at a rain date. I had over 30 volunteers. Lots of pictures are on our town website. So look at the pictures on our town website. See how great it was. 2-minute public comment. Seeing none, I will. Did you have your, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr.
People in wheelchairs are just invisible.
You are not invisible. At this time,
It
Counselor
looks like-
Pelletier, take that back. Apology.
I'm just curious about, what were we just discussing last item here? Committees and, I'm just curious about the vote that we're having for the, ratification of the school. Are we planning on anytime soon doing the charter vote?
Oh, good question.
I don't have it.
We did the
We take-
council chose an option that makes
November.
that happen in November. Starting
Yes.
the process in late July to
Yeah.
go through all of
Remember
the
that
steps to get there in time. Yeah.
Yeah, we just,
Oh,
yeah,
an update.
that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll bring that. Oh, thank you. All right, 2-minute public comment. That was it. So motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Counselor Bragdon, seconded by Counselor McLaughlin. All those in favor of adjournment? Let's see our hands. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, everybody. We are adjourned.
We were missing a hand.
I have.
You had your hand up before. So it's 7, 6.
Are you?
All those opposed. 6-1.
60, yeah.
6-1. 0. Oh, my goodness.
I should have